Dear students, I am Mr.TATARAO MSc, having the 20 years experience, and in the meantime, my aim is to make the student the subject too easy to learn. They has to enjoy the subject and in rhythmically. And in the meantime, I like to see that you people try to concentrate and what are the topics, how to involve in the topic in right way. So now today I am taking an interesting topic, human eye and wonderful world. You know that nature is a very beautiful, and God is given an interesting eye for us, and I am very proud to be a member of Tutors Pride, who are giving all the facilities to explain, to enjoy my subject in this arena. So now, and first of all, I want to see that human eye and colorful world. And specifically, why they are calling human eye and colorful world means, the reason is human eye has having the one special feature when compared to that of animals. And what are the special features that human eye is having when compared to that of the animals? Means human eye is having the special features. They are having the rods and cones. Human eye having 125 million rods and cones in their eye. And these kind of special features of the rods and cones are not available in case of animals. And because of this kind of difference between the human eye and animal's eye, the animals are unable to see the beautiful total colors present in the nature. Only human can enjoy these total colors because of the rods and cones. And what kind of specific function the rods can? Means rods having the ability to accept or ability to receive the more intensity of light from the sun. And in the meantime, the cones are having that one, it will accept or identify and recognize and present the colors of the world. So cones for the colors and rods for the intensity of the light. And due to this 125 million rods and cones which are present in the human, not present in the animal. Suppose one general example I want to give. Some people who are wearing a very bright red colored dress and walking, immediately we can see that some logic stories. One buffalo is following the personality who is wearing red colored dress and everything else, and immediately the buffalo will come and going to attack the personality. Reason, because the buffalo is not having the rods and cones. It cannot distinguish the red color, green color and so on. And that red color appears completely black color for the buffalo, and it tries to avoid the black color. It looks like it's a devil. You feel it is a devil. That the person who is wearing red color, it looks like devil for the buffalo, and it will attack. So that's sort of the situation you have to understand. That is the major importance we have regarding the cones, rods and cones. And now I want to clearly explain regarding the structural movement of this eye, human eye. You see here, human eye point of view, the first part, cornea, and second part is iris. First part is cornea, second part is iris. Cornea is a transparent part which is accepting total light, and it is taking the best quantity of refraction of light. And between the iris and cornea, lot of liquid, lot of liquid is there. That liquid you are calling as aqueous humor. This aqueous humor makes the eye ball to move freely. And now comes to the point of that iris. Iris is a muscular diaphragm. Iris is a muscular diaphragm. This muscular diaphragm, in between the muscular diaphragm, one small hole will be there. That hole you are calling as pupil. And pupil is, what is actually pupil means? Whatever the light which is entering through cornea, this pupil will accept the light and sends into the eye. And before that, I am going to say what is the importance of this cornea means. This cornea is a major part of the eye. This cornea is nothing but eye donation point of view. The cornea, only this cornea part will be removed from the dead person within the 6 hours. Within the span of 6 hours, they should remove this cornea part and can donate the other people to see the world, beautiful world. And don't imagine that a total eyeball and everything is going to be removed. Only the cornea part is going to be removed from the eye and within the span of 6 hours. So now, after that one, we can see the pupil. Through the pupil, the light will enter. Then one biconvex lens, naturally prepared biconvex lens, is present behind the iris, and this lens is accepting the light rays and which will enter into the vitreous humor is present in the eye. Now, between the lens, after the lens and the vitreous humor, one background is there. You can see this is called retina. Retina is nothing but a screen, and lens is nothing but a camera. And the screen, it is like a screen of the camera. And this is like a, what is the retina? This lens is nothing but accepting light. Now, whenever this light is crossing, this light ray will, all the light rays are going to converge on retina. All the light rays are going to converge on the retina. If they are converging on retina, then we can see a perfect image, real image and inverted image. Real and inverted image. That means retina is acting like a screen. So now, later on, we can see in this, what I said starting, rods and cones are completely present inside this retina only. 125 million rods and cones which are accepting, which are receiving, rods are receiving intensity of light, and cones are accepting all the beautiful colors. So an image is forming over here, and thereafter this total eye is running with the help of a optic nerve, and this optic nerve is mainly sends the electrical signals to the brain with the help of a blood vessel. And what is the connection point between the what you call optic nerve and electrical vessel means is a one blind spot. The connecting link between optic nerve and blood vessel is a blind spot. The blind spot is having no specific function. Only this is a bridge between optic nerve and blood vessel. So this is the completely structure of the what you call human eye. Now, after this, what I am going to say is we have to discuss what is the accommodation of lens. Accommodation of lens in the sense is whenever some celebrity will come in front of us and we want to go for one eager look, one bright, and that occasion our ciliary muscles present in the eye will enlarge, will able to make the increasing of the focal length to see the celebrity very clearly. So that occasion sometimes we want to see some needle fell down on the ground, we will go for very small and thin, we will go through to see the look and to take out one. There also decreasing the focal length. Decreasing the focal length to pick the needle over there. So adjustment of the focal length within our eye is called accommodation of human lens. So now this accommodation, how long this accommodation will help us? How long this accommodation will help us means how long the optic nerve, how long the human health with the help of the vitamin A and other nutrients are giving for the body, this accommodation of eye having no problem. Thereafter, we can see that one accommodation of eye is decreasing. It decreases some problems point of view, some diseases you are going to get, and those diseases I am going to mention here. And due to that one accommodation of eye problem, and what are the diseases you are facing here. First of all, myopia. This is the myopia, we can call it as a nearsightedness. Myopia is a nearsightedness, and the meaning of the myopia is we are able to see objects, near objects very clearly, and it is will get some sort of the difficulty we observe the long distance objects. For suppose I want to take one general example. Suppose we are going on the roadside. On the long distance we are having the one advertisement board, and there we want to go for to see clearly that one, and people are having the trouble to observe that advertisement board very far it is, and then we can think that one the person is suffering from myopia, so called nearsightedness. And in this, why this defect is going to produce means I will show figuratively. And here you see myopia, the rays which are entering into the lens, they are converging before retina, and they have they has to converge on retina, but they are not converging on retina. The rays are converging before retina. That's why we can't find the image of the long distance ones. And you know, one interesting point is the distance from the lens to the retina is 2.50 centimeters. The distance from eye lens to the retina is 2.50 centimeters. If they are converging before 2.27, that means 2.26, 2.25, 2.24 centimeters, we are unable to see the long distant objects properly. Suppose they are not even falling on 2.50 exactly on the retina, at least they has to fall, they have to converge a minimum distance, that is 2.27 or 2.28 or 2.29, like that, up to 2.50. In between the 2.27 to 2.50, any place the rays are converging, there is no eye defect. But they are converging before 2.27, that means 2.26, 2.24, 2.25, and the person unable to see. So to correct this kind of myopia, nearsightedness, what kind of step we have to take? We have to go for one biconcave lens here, one biconcave lens. Main reason for the biconcave lens means it will diverge. It will diverge a parallel beam which is passing through this lens, and if they diverge, they can go for little more journey. They will go for little more journey to reach up to 2.50 retina. So according how much journey, how much diverge we have to take, according to that one, the lens is going to be prepared for myopia. So the lens is going to give the one divergence beam biconcave lens and reaches on the retina, and after keeping this biconcave lens, the myopia defect is going to be get corrected. So finally I am going to say correction of this myopia is nothing but by using the biconcave lens, which is giving the divergency of the parallel beam. This is the first eye defect. And comes to the point of the second eye defect. Hypermetropia. Hypermetropia. We can also call as farsightedness. Farsightedness. In this defect, the mainly what you are going to, what is the problem you are going to face means we are unable to see the nearby objects. It is difficult to observe the nearby objects clearly. That means nearby objects means we have to see one interesting point. Least distinct vision means normally healthy person has to maintain to read any book or anything else. He has to observe from eyes to the book should be 25 centimeters. Eyes and book should be 25 centimeters. And suppose the person is reading the newspaper, he is unable to get the letters clearly and some blurred nature is getting means you can understand he is having the long sight or farsightedness or hypermetropia. And this person can able to see clearly the distance ones. So here what is happening here? Why this defect is causing here means again I am showing the figuratively. Hypermetropia. In this hypermetropia, you can see the rays are converging beyond retina. And if they are converging on retina, only we are able to see the objects. But here you can see clearly the rays are not converging on the retina, they are converging beyond retina. So they has to converge. What repair we have to do in this case, in this eye defect? What kind of mechanism, what kind of repair we have to undergo means we have to make this parallel beam to converge exactly on the retina. We have to pull back the parallel beam. And we must make the parallel beam to exactly converge on the retina. And what kind of lens we are using to converge earlier, that too on the retina, not beyond retina, we should go for one biconvex lens. This biconvex lens main function is converge the parallel beam into one point. And that is the reason we are using the biconvex lens. Already one biconvex lens is present in our eye, but that is ability of that lens is lost, and due to the loss of the ability of the naturally present biconvex lens in our eye, we are using one artificial biconvex lens, and to see that one, the parallel beam should converge exactly on retina. So this hypermetropia can easily rectified with the help of this one. So now, and comes to the point of the thereafter, you should go for the defect number 3, presbyopia. Defect number 3, presbyopia. We already got very clarity, I think so. Myopia means the personality is unable to see the distant objects clearly. Hypermetropia means The person who is suffering from the same is unable to see clearly the nearby objects. And here this presbyopia is having both the defects. The person who is unable to see the nearby objects but also unable to see the distant objects also. Nearby objects also, distant objects also, he can't see clearly. And what is the main drawback for this kind of defect means only aging. Aging, as the age is increasing, the optic nerve ability will go down, and ciliary muscles, relaxation and contraction of the ciliary muscles and iris is getting, its tension is losing, and due to that one loss of relaxation and contraction ability of the iris as well as the ciliary muscles, they are losing this accommodation of eye lens. So that purpose, the person who is suffering presbyopia is unable to see the nearby objects clearly, and but also distant objects also can't see. Both objects you can't see. And what kind of the correction you can see here in this, mainly why this kind of defect is going to face means here normally healthy human eyeball is bulged one, very thick and bulged one. Now eyeball, this is the lens. The lens is very bulging in nature. You can see here, this is a normal healthy person. The person who is suffering from presbyopia, the bulged lens is converting into hardened and thin lens and unable to change its shape. The bulging nature has gone, some shrinking nature is accepted. Now you can see the lens got shrinked, bulging nature permanently shrink, and because of shrinking of the permanently, this rays unable to reach properly on the retina, they are going beyond retina sometimes and before retina sometimes. So this defect can be corrected by using a type of lens we call bifocal lens. What kind of lens we are using for this means bifocal lens. And what is the meaning of the bifocal lens means, suppose this lens and upper part is having, the upper part of this lens is having the concave nature and the bottom part of the lens is having convex nature. Bottom part of the lens is having convex nature. That means this lens is having both convex and concave nature, and that's we call bifocal lens. This bifocal lens can easily rectify the presbyopia. This is causing due to the aging. This is causing due to the aging. This is the defect number 4. Defect number 4 is nothing but astigmatism. Astigmatism. This is the defect number 4. Defect number 1, myopia, we got clarity. Defect number 2, hypermetropia. Defect number 3, presbyopia. And defect number 4 is astigmatism. In this case, what kind of defect it is going to see means, the parallel beam which is entering into our human eye, exactly it should converge on the retina. It should converge on the retina. But what is happening? The person who is suffering from this astigmatism, some quantity of parallel beam is focused and converging on retina. Some quantity of parallel beam converging on retina, and some quantity of the parallel beam is converging beyond or before retina. Beyond or before retina. Once again I am repeating, the person who is suffering from this astigmatism, some quantity of parallel beam is converging on retina, some quantity of the parallel beam converging before retina or beyond retina. That means this parallel beam which is entering into our human eye in dividing into different sections. One section of the parallel beam is exactly falling on the retina. Okay, that's a very good sign. But another section of the parallel beam is falling before or after retina. So this kind of defect, due to this one, and no clarity, no complete blurredness also, little clarity, little blurredness will be there, and totally a confusion defect it is. Reason is only certain quantity of parallel beam is converging on retina, certain quantity of parallel beam is converging before retina or beyond retina. And now what to do? How can we rectify, how can we correct this kind of astigmatism? Means by using one lens we call toric lens. We call toric lens. And what is this toric lens? Means this lens is made up of, yes, 50% of the lens is made up of cylindrical lens, and just a cylindrical lens, and 50% of the lens is made up of spherical lens. That means the lens, the toric lens is a combination of cylindrical lens and spherical lens. Once again I am saying the toric lens which we are going to use to correct this astigmatism is nothing but it is a combination of cylindrical lens or spherical lens. That lens we commonly call as toric lens. This toric lens can rectify this astigmatism. And now the defect number 5. Defect number 5, cataract. Here, what is the cataract in the sense means? This is nothing but between the cornea and the lens, aqueous humor liquid is present. This liquid is in this liquid, nearby the liquid, some old cells is going to die. Death of the old cells, whatever the cells died in front of the lens and after the cornea, the dead cells will form a cloud around the lens. Cloud, white cloud. A white cloud is forming around the lens. What is the result for this white cloud? Means the cells which are present in front of the lens are going to die and forming one white cloud. This white cloud are making the vision very blurred, and can't see clearly. So this kind of defect, this cataract, the people can't see clearly, very blurred in nature, and to correct this one, no lens is there, only by operation we have to trace out, we have to take out, we have to remove the cloudy nature, we have to remove the cloud which is present in front of the human eye, lens, in front of the lens, the cloudy nature should be removed, and that is only we call cataract operation. And so this defect can be rectified by operating and removing the cloudy nature which is formed in front of the lens. So now the last defect which I am going to say is Glucoma. Glucoma, in this one, very interesting, in the human eye, some capillaries will be there near human eye, the capillaries will function to drain waste liquids from the eye, to drain out waste liquid from the eye. That occasion, whenever between the cornea and the lens, aqueous humor liquid will be there, that excess of liquid is going to be developed, that liquid is going to be makes the suppressing the lens and suppressing the drainage system. It is suppressing the drainage system, and the drainage system is closed. The drainage system, a capillary drainage system, which is sending out the waste material from our eye, is suppressed, and the waste material are unable to go out. The waste material are unable to go out. Immediately, what is we are able to see that one, whenever the waste material not going out, that will become poisonous, and the total system is going to be spoiled. So the waste material compulsory has to drain out from our eye. So that drainage system is totally blocked due to excess production of the aqueous humor. So the excess production of aqueous humor arresting the drainage system of the capillaries, and due to this one, what will happen? The optic nerve is damaged, and retinal fibers also becomes weakened. Retinal fibers also becomes weakened because unable to receive the proper nutrients for these two parts. Unable to receive the proper nutrients because drainage system totally, capillary drainage system which is present in our human eye is totally collapsed. Because of this collapsing nature point of view, the glaucoma is going to face, and this defect there is no correction. Only the no correction, this permanent blindness is going to be faced by human. Only permanent blindness, and we cannot even replace the another eye also. We cannot do some donated eye like cornea. We can't place the cornea. We can't even rectify. There is no rectification for the glaucoma, permanent blindness. Reason is optic nerve and retinal fibers totally collapsed. So these are the important defects that we are going to see.